So you're talking about this tropical wave that will likely become a storm over the next 3 days, probably before it reaches the islands. By the time it gets in toward Trinidad, Tobago, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, we're probably talking about a tropical storm, if not probably a tropical storm. Can't rule out a hurricane. I certainly believe, though, as this moves through the Caribbean next week, this is going to be a hurricane. Big impacts, unfortunately, along the Windward Islands, including St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados may be in the worst side of this. There's going to be some problems with this. Then it's going to go into the Caribbean. And then, as I mentioned, I think there's two possible locations into the Central America or in the Western Gulf of Mexico. So here we are Friday evening, Saturday evening, and then Sunday evening, and then Monday morning. You see how this high kind of builds east right in here, and then even into Tuesday. You see by Tuesday morning, you have the extension of this high all the way into the central and eastern Atlantic. So what this should do is just continue to force this to the east-southeast. So as a result, the historical tracks that show this system curling to the north, I don't think that's on the table, because I think this high, which builds in the central Atlantic, should keep this on a south or an easterly or westerly flow, I should say, and keep this in the Caribbean. So that's why we think this should develop into a tropical storm. Certainly by the time Monday morning rolls around. Here's Monday morning, and it's approaching the Grenadines, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, just south of Barbados. This would put Barbados, by the way, in the worst part of the storm. And then it's coming into Trinidad and Tobago, right in here. I'll circle it. It's right here. That's where it is. So kind of the key talking points with this is this. This is going to be a storm as it approaches the Windward Islands Sunday night into Monday. It'll get into the Caribbean, and it will likely become a hurricane. Could be Cat 2 hurricane. That's maximum staying winds, I believe, up over 96 miles per hour. I think that's a real possibility. I certainly think this will have every opportunity to become the season's first hurricane.
Good night, Barbadians. As promised last night, I am back here to be able to speak with you again as we prepare as a people for the passage of Hurricane Beryl. It has now become a hurricane, and as indicated, we have to remain vigilant over the course of the time between now and when it passes early in the hours of Monday morning. The evidence given to us by the Meteorological Office suggests at 5 p.m. that the system is 720 miles east-southeast of Barbados and moving quickly at 22 miles per hour. The winds are Category 1 hurricane winds, 75 miles per hour, and therefore, as I said to you last night, we remain absolutely vigilant and need to take every precaution that is possible for ourselves, for our family, and for our neighbors. Indeed, as we go forward, it is significant that while this storm, this hurricane, may move just south of Barbados, the truth is it can at any point move north. It can at any point seek to impact us more. Hurricane Ivan, as you know, was dead on coming to Barbados, and it ended up going to Grenada. Equally, Hurricane Ivan changed its speed, as this one can change its speed. Hurricane Maria became a Category 5 hurricane in a matter of hours for Dominica. I only remind you of these things to reinforce why we need to remain vigilant as a people. There are a few things that I want to talk to you about, and you would have heard with respect to the Meteorological Office's advisory that the hurricane winds at the moment are only 10 miles from the center. That too can change. That the storm force winds are 50 miles from the center. That too can change. But if it remains on current trajectory, we may be a little better off than we thought last night. The reality, however, is that we know all of this can change because it is a small system that is only 95 miles wide, and therefore any shift at all can significantly impact us. I want to remind us of a few things as we prepare. I'm sure many of you went to the supermarket today. Many of you checked up on your family to make sure that those who need assistance can get it. Many of you are boarding up, as is our custom, because we know that it is better to be safe than sorry. Even as we do that, please remember to collect water, because if we do have any impact on our water systems, you will need it over the course of the next few days. Similarly, because there is a system behind it, we know that we're going to have a long week. And that long week means that we have to be patient and we have to be vigilant. The reality is, I'd like to ask each of you too, many of you have these new garbage cans that were distributed a couple of years ago. Many of you have old ones. I'm asking you to move your garbage cans or tie them down inside. Why? Because at the end of the day, if high winds come, they can become a missile or a projectile that can hurt somebody or break somebody's windows. The truth also is that if we do that, we need to also look around our yards tomorrow to make sure that there's nothing else that the wind can pick up and cause injury to anybody else. God forbid that that should happen. I'm asking you as well, even as you do that, to continue to ensure that you have your medication in order and that you have the people who you know. I asked the young people yesterday to reach out to others in the community and to make sure that they're safe and work with the DEOs. There are also concerns with respect to pets, and those of you who have pets, you need to take all necessary precautions to protect them as well. My friends, as we go forward, we've had some consultations up this afternoon again. I just came out of a meeting with all of the relevant ministers and ministries, and we have consulted with the private sector, and we believe that all businesses that are non-essential should close tomorrow evening no later than 8:30 p.m. We do not expect many to be open because it's a Sunday evening, but gas stations and mini marts and restaurants may still be there. Equally, we are saying to those of you who have promotions or public fetes, nothing can go on beyond 8 p.m. tomorrow. If not, we will have to ask the police to come and have a word with you, because the reality is that we do not want to put anybody's life at risk in this country. The Met Office has been very clear that even though they expect these winds to come around 2 o'clock in the morning, it can come earlier. It can come as early as 8, 9 o'clock. And that is why tomorrow, when the Hurricane Hunter goes in, we will report and be able to give you an even more accurate position with respect to the nature of the system and the other attributes of the system. In addition to that, the work continued apace today with the Ministry of Public Works. They went into Trents, to Goodland, to Deacon's Farm, to Kensington New Road, to a number of areas I am informed. And tomorrow, they'll continue in Wotton, in Holt Town, in Work Hall, in Woodburn, in Fitzvillage, because as we know, these are areas that traditionally have been subject to flooding concerns, and they're cleaning the drains and doing all of the things that are necessary for us to ensure that there's minimal damage to property and certainly no loss of life. My friends, today was World Cup, and we hosted the world. And I first of all want to congratulate all Barbadians for doing us proud and ensuring that we not only showed up to the world that we are capable as a small state of doing these things, but that we gave our visitors a good time. But equally, our visitors are here with us, and some of them may be due to leave tomorrow, but some are not due to leave until Monday and Tuesday. Some of them have never gone through a hurricane or a storm before. We met with the BHTA a few weeks ago and yet again yesterday, and we therefore are conscious that we have plans to take care of them. But I ask each Bajan to be conscious that with as many visitors on island, that we now want each Bajan to be that best host that they can be, and to take care of persons, particularly those who may be anxious about what a hurricane involves and what happens in a storm. I ask you therefore to work with me to ensure that those who are not able to get out tomorrow will be able to have the support of the hotels and the general workers and staff and everyone with whom they interact over this period of time. I spoke about the closure of businesses. I'm informed that the airport will probably close on or about 8 p.m. tomorrow night, but you will have further advice on that tomorrow, particularly after the Hurricane Hunter goes in. I'm asking therefore, my friends, that we accept that this is going to be a long week. It isn't the one that we expected, but it is the one that we have. And therefore we will continue to speak with you. Minister Abrams will continue to update you. The Met Office will continue to update you. I'm speaking here from the Department of Emergency Management with Ms. Hines and others. We will continue to do our work overnight and through tomorrow in order to make sure that we keep you safe. But this is not a one-way road. It's two ways. I need you, you need us. We need to work together, and if we do so, then, as I said, we will prepare to ensure that we are ready, but we will pray to ensure that we don't face the worst. I'm asking you, therefore, please, my friends, let us together hold hands and make sure that we protect this country, protect our vulnerable families, members, protect each other, and spend the next 24 to 36 hours waiting on this first system. But do not let your guard down, because we have then to take new guard on Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll address issues such as school and shelters and all of that, but now is not the time for that. So God bless you. God bless each and every one of you. God bless Barbados, and stay alert. Only trusted news media, as I said last night. Thank you.
Shalom. Yeah, just a quick update on Tropical Storm Beryl. On the Barbados meteorological website. Alright. First and foremost, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rucha Kodash. Double honor the mighty Jews, the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim worldwide that are sincere and serious doing the will of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rucha Kodash. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. To you all, stay strong and stay mighty. So, like I was saying, there's a quick update here in Barbados under the disciple Poshab and Yemen. Beryl, as you see, Beryl is right here, and Barbados is right here. So, and the Lesser Antilles. So let me just, this is a 8 a.m. message. So let me see what they have to say here.
Good morning. Have an 8 a.m. update on Hurricane Beryl. Category 3 Hurricane Beryl. At 8 a.m. center of Hurricane Beryl is located 10.6 degrees north, 53.9 degrees west. That's about 675 kilometers east-southeast of Barbados. Here's Barbados. Here's Beryl. Beryl still continuing to move towards the west pretty quickly. There was, like we indicated in last package, there was a little wobble to the left or slight of track. And so the center have dipped just a 0.1 of a degree. You can see from the imagery, it still looks like it's wobbling a bit, so a little bit of wobble to the right. Again, this is nothing unusual. Hurricanes tend to wobble in their track a lot. So that's why we mentioned before, you need to continue to monitor the situation with us. Maximum sustained winds have been bumped up to 115 miles per hour. Reconnaissance aircraft, there are 2 of them that are investigating the system right now. They found winds already 115 miles per hour, and I won't be surprised at 11 a.m. that's actually increased to 120 miles per hour. Because there's some signs that there are some winds close to 120 miles per hour in the north and northeastern quadrant. But like I said, the aircraft is currently investigating. So, what does that mean for us still here in Barbados? Well, the official forecast track has not changed yet. That will be updated at 11 a.m. today. So we still expect winds sustain 40 to 60 miles per hour. Around midnight and just after midnight. However, as the aircraft was on its way investigating the system, you can see these feeder bands here that are actually wrapping around the northern northwestern side of the system. They found winds just underneath and around storm force within these feeder bands. And these bands are expected all being equal to propagate and move into the area before midnight. This will not be sustained like for hours on end, like when we get more into the core of the system as it passes to the south of the island. We expect that these showers will come into the area before midnight and bring some gusty conditions and winds up to just under storm force, but gusting up to storm force. But again, you need to continue to monitor the situation because this can change as the day progresses. Now, like I said before, the center should pass around 70 or 75 miles to the south of Barbados. At that time, when whirls to the south of the island, maximum sustained winds are predicted to be 130 miles per hour, which is borderline Cat 4. Hurricane force winds will only extend very small area from the center, only 20 miles from the center. That means that hurricane force winds should be 50 miles south of Barbados. However, we will be well within range still of tropical storm force
Forgive me for the internet.
winds. This doesn't mean that you let your guard down. It's just to let you know what's likely to happen. You must still follow official emergency management official messaging on what to do, and other government officials about how to prepare and be ready. You have to be ready for the worst. Now, rainfall totals, we still predicting 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. Rain will start to pick as these bands come into the area, and swells, like I mentioned before, 8 to 11 meters, mostly to the south of the island. But we still expect to see some really large breaking waves coming on the southeast and southwestern coastline of the island. We're gonna have another update for you at 11 a.m. and followed by 2 p.m. Advisory.
Yeah, so that's it. There's, again, it's a lack for the internet. I don't know why it's buffering like that, but you just heard the information. So Beryl, Barbados, right there, the path there. So yeah, we can see how everything flow here. You know what I mean? We can see how everything flow. But Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is the judge. Nahum 1 verse 3, the Lord is slow to get angry. New Living Translation, Nahum 1 verse 3. The Lord is slow to get angry, but his power is great, and he never lets the guilty go unpunished. He displays his power in the whirlwind and the storm. The billowing clouds are the dust beneath his feet. So, boy, that is will be done, huh? Isaiah 29, then again, short, right? Isaiah 29 and verse 6. Isaiah 29 verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm, and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. Right? So again, that's Beryl there. And Barbados is one of these little dots here. Let me go to the other image, right? So that's Beryl there. Barbados, Jamaica, the Lesser Antilles, St. Vincent, all that area there, right? Amen. Shalom.